Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard and welcome to Bankrupt Pensioner. We're going to talk about Bankrupt Pensioner in a future video of why we called the site Bankrupt Pensioner. However, I want to go back to the Euro touring down to France, down to Gruay-les-Bains, and want to talk about an aspect that wasn't captured in the videos that we've made, and there are future videos to come out of day 3 and day 4 and day 5, etc. Not too much, but yeah. So I want to talk a couple of things. I want to talk about the tolls on the autoroutes or the motorways in France, and I want to talk about speed versus back roads, and I also want to talk about the two Triumph Tigers that we took, the 900 and the 800, and their difference in fuel consumption. Also, the difference between 95 and 98 octane that we used, and also fuel prices across the country at this moment in time. Bearing in mind, this is October 2023, so prices will vary. So, and the differences in 95 and 98. So this is going to be a very quick video, just interjecting onto the Euro tour that we've done. So, tolls. Calais down to Grenoble, where we then spurred off to Gap. So Calais to Grenoble, it cost us about €40 each way. So down from Calais to Grenoble, €40. Grenoble up to Calais, €40 again. So in total about €80 for the motorbike. Take that into consideration. You will be expected to pay over multiple times at the peages. So just take that into consideration. Time is always the problem. We're all fighting for time, and our trip was time bound. So most of the trip down to Gruay-les-Bains was motorway or autoroute. And that really does get rid of the miles or the kilometres, depending on which way you look at this. If you go by the back roads, it will take you a long time, because every other 5 kilometres there is another village that brings you down to 50 or 30 kilometres an hour. And it is hard. It is harder work going on the back roads. I'm just making you aware of that. So if you're time bound, the autoroute is the best way to get to where you need to go, and then enjoy the roads where you are at. Need to take that into consideration. Triumph Tiger 800, 2018 model, and Triumph Tiger 900 GT, 2022 or 23 model. We were doing basically the same speeds and the same riding styles and all that good stuff, and filling up at the same time. I was on the 900, Mark was on the 800. Every time I filled the 900, did I fill 2.5 litres of petrol more than Mark did on his 800. So therefore the 800 is much more economical than the 900 version of the Tiger. If you're looking at a 900 Tiger and have thoughts about getting an 800 Tiger, and economy is part of your thought process, then you may want to go for the 800. Regarding performance and things like that, we had no problems, and there was no real difference between the 900 or the 800. Apart from that, you should consider this. Every fill, I had to fill up 2.5 litres more than the 800 that Mark was riding. And that was typically average. And that wasn't from an empty tank. So from an empty tank, I would be expecting something like 3 litres difference. Just bear that in mind. Prices for 95 and 98 octane, 98 being like the super, or the E5 equivalent, were basically the same over in France. So we always went for the E5 version rather than the E10, which is full of ethanol. And it was it worked fine with the Triumphs. I've been in Europe on various other bikes and tried their 95 octane, and sometimes the bike did splutter. So I've always stuck to 98 octane when going over into France. Something you might want to consider. Fuel prices. Fuel prices were dramatically different at different fuel stations. So we got, generally speaking, we were filling up on 1.99 a litre, which is quite expensive. However, the prices in the UK in October 2023 have risen. But 1.99 euros per litre. We've seen it at 2.7 euros, €2.70, and that is quite expensive. Most of our filling was performed on the autoroute, on the motorway, and you can see various signs that tell you the prices of the fuel over the next 100 kilometres. Generally speaking, I found that as you left the péage, having picked up a ticket or paid for your journey within the autoroute, on the right hand side you would find a list of stations in kilometres and the price of their 95 octane. And there were major differences. So you can plan your route on the cheapest cost per litre if that's what's important to you. Yeah. And the prices vary dramatically. Yeah. So just as you come out of the péage for the toll roads, then you'll see a sign on the right hand side, not every time, but on the right hand side, where it gives a list of filling stations in kilometres over the next 100 kilometres in front of you, and it will give you the price of their 95 octane. When we got there, we actually found that the 95 octane was the same price as the 98 octane. So we're talking E10 or E5, and we always went for the E5, which is the 98 octane. I just thought I'd give you an update on this because it's an important thing to consider when you're touring on a motorcycle or a car through Europe. Any questions, please leave it in the comments below and I'll respond to you, and we can take it from there. I hope you're enjoying the content on this Euro tour. We do have further content coming up. We're going over to Tenerife in a couple of weeks' time, and we're working with Triumph on Tenerife and have a bit of fun with Tenerife on Triumph, which is the main hire centre for Triumphs across Tenerife. Hope you found this useful. Leave comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. It really is appreciated when you subscribe. There are lots and lots of viewers on our site that are not subscribed yet. If you subscribe, it would be really appreciated. Thanks ever so much. Shiny side up. Always ride safely. Have a great time. See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.